Alright, so time for another weekly review. This week we had a free to play character, we had Ultra Cell, and a few equips, a couple of them, I think. So, first of all, let's just go with the equips, then we move on to free to play Cell, and then we move on to the main thing that was Ultra Cell. So, we have this equip, very basic one. I think it was this week with PvP, right? So yeah, this equip, very basic one, nothing special to talk about it. It just happens every time new PvP releases. So yeah, whatever. This equip, it is very similar to the Super 17 equip, where he gives like pure offenses when you have Cell as your battle member, as your teammate. So yeah, you can do this. Pretty normal equip again, nothing special. 15% pure offenses are nice, so you know it's still a decent equip to farm. I don't think I need more than one, but I got another yellow slot, so he's staying there. I'll farm it later. I mean, reroll it later. This equip I'm not a fan of. I don't know if I want to really just target myself to do damage against Sun family. If this equip at least had HP, maybe. But I don't know if I want to do this against Sun Family. Like, who is he going to survive against Sun Family? For Sun Family, he needs, I guess, Gohan and Trunks, Riku, Daima Goku if you face him. I don't think so you face him, but Beast Gohan as well. So I guess this 10% defense against Sun Family could be useful, but I don't know, man. I just don't like these targeted equips nowadays. It used to be better earlier, because when there was no leader slot, you knew the teams that you were gonna run into. Right now, because of leader slot, like even if you run into Sun Family, it will have Cell as your leader slotted unit. So that's not Sun Family, right? So Cell is gonna just maul you to death. So yeah, I don't know. With leader slots introduction, I just think these kind of equips are kind of in the mud. Honestly, I don't care about this equip. And I think that was it for this week. There's one Awaken also added in the game, but I'll talk about it next week when it actually comes into the game. So yeah, that was it about the equips. Now let's move on to the free-to-play Cell. Gonna be honest, I did make a video on him. I did share my thoughts there as well, but see, the first thing I noticed when I read his kit, I just saw that his numbers were just low. Honestly, I just don't think he has enough damage in him for being somebody who's a range type. Tanking wise, the numbers say that yeah, he has like 70% cut, and he also has the impact of that thing where for 5 counts. No, strike and arts power down for 5 timer counts, and then he also has explode and slice damage received by 10%. I just don't see him tank. He just does not tank. But maybe, as I said, because I didn't build him defensively at all, it was like full pure offense. Maybe that's why he can't tank. And I genuinely think even with like full offense, he just does not do any damage. So if you want to run Cell to make use of his green cards, his other utility that he has, like Rising Rush Ceiling, he can sub count up for 2 counts. He can reduce sub counts to go into another member. All of that, I think it's just better to build him defensively, because he's not going to do damage anyways. Might as well just build him defensively so he can somewhat tank and then just give you the utility. Again, I still think free-to-play characters need to be better. Like, this is still not up to the standards I want, but at least because of the utility he has, at least I feel like he has more usage than the other characters. Like Vegeta, this I compare because recently what happened was I rushed this guy with my Godku, like no combo comp, and he lived. So like this guy can tank, but that's just not enough. You know, you need some utility. I don't know what else does he do. Maybe he does more, but I just don't see him do anything else. Whenever I face him, he just tanks. That's all he does. Maybe behind the scenes he's doing some other stuff. I don't remember. I'm not gonna go through his kit again. But Cell, I feel like, just has utility right in your face, whereas like Rush Ceiling, 2 sub counter when you attack, you know, gives you 2 green cards for free. He has the Solar Flare, which Cell is immune first 10 counts, or on Gauge Fill, I don't know. Cell is also immune in like certain points. Gohan is immune for first 10 counts. Gohan and Trunks can be immune if they use the green card. 17 makes your whole team immune to that for like one time, like every character once. So there are issues with the solar flare as well. This is not the best meta for solar flare because characters just are immune. I wish he did instead of own health like allies health as well, but whatever. What else does he do? Does he do anything else? He does reduce 30 ki, so when you switch out character, your ki will be reduced by 30. So he has good stuff in it, in his kit, but again, not good enough. But definitely an improvement on the previous free-to-play characters, like recent free-to-play characters. Definitely an improvement. So I guess that's a good thing. Now let's move on to the meat and potatoes. That's Mr. Ultra Cell. This guy it's okay. Maybe it's because I have Cell. He hasn't, or maybe it's just early season. I don't know. He doesn't. The thing is, I don't want to fall into the trap I fell in with like Beast Gohan. Like when Beast Gohan first dropped, like for like 4 or 5 days, 6 days a week, like it didn't feel like Beast Gohan was like crazy good. But here we are, and we know what Beast Gohan is. So I don't really want to fall into that trap. Like Cell, upon reading his kit, I expected a lot worse situation to be happening in the game, but it doesn't seem that bad. But again, I said it could be just the Beast Gohan thing where like for first week or so it was like, oh, whatever, and then Beast Gohan said, hold up, I am the best unit in the game and I run this game now. So I don't know, Cell's probably gonna be like that. One thing I've noticed with playing this game for this few days is even if you have Cell, right, it doesn't matter about Cell, you need Turles or Gohan and Trunks in your team. If you don't have those guys, it's a lot more difficult to play the game because Cell will, you generally then do not have any, you can run endurance and whatever, Cell is gonna come in and rush you and there's nothing you can do. So Cell definitely is a problem if you don't have either of those guys. And even when you have those characters, like Cell is still a monster, but he can be somewhat dealt with because the thing is both of those characters are blue and Cell is red. So that's one thing you gotta keep in mind. And also Cell's neutral is cancelable. So even if let's say Cell's neutral and ults you, if you have a character that can cancel buff effects, you just, if you are in with that character, try to stay in with that character. Cell uses his ult, you cancel his neutral, you go to your blue character and live it. Yes, you cannot go to Beast Gohan and counter it, but again, Turles and Gohan and Trunks will just do a good job at tanking those things. Because if you have Beast Gohan on the team, he ults, Beast Gohan cancels neutral, you go into Gohan and Trunks, they're gonna live because they're blue. So that's one thing. And again, I don't know what the sound was. I messed up my words. Cell, I am running him at 5 stars. I am certain at higher stars, he does not care at all about anything. This guy, his ult is actually a nuke, just like G4 was, just like UVB was, and all of those things, all of those ults have in common is the tap mechanic, where you just, you know, boost up your ult. Actual nukes. So there's, I don't want to fall into the trap of saying like Cell's not immediately not the best character, because I just feel like in a few days he's just gonna become a problem. Once as the seasons progress, as the months go on, there's a high chance Cell just takes over the game. I don't really want to say that he's for now he doesn't seem as broken as I first thought upon reading his kit, but the same case was with Beast Gohan, and so I just don't really want to make the same mistake. Okay, regardless of if he becomes good or not, the mechanics he has, I am certainly somebody who is against just full on endurance nullification when your kit is so good. Like there's Purple Rose, he can do that, but him as a character other than that was okay. So you had that, oh, if you want to run endurance nullification, you have to sacrifice a little bit. With Cell, you don't have to sacrifice anything. And what another problem it causes is, Cell is a buff to androids. Wow. But androids just do not have any safety other than endurance, and Cell does not care about endurance. So Cell is himself a danger to the androids team. So he doesn't really do much for droids. First Dynamite against. Second of all, what else does he have? Mechanics wise, I think so far he doesn't feel annoying, and that's, I think, a positive. He doesn't feel annoying. He just feels very strong. You know, he comes in, he attacks you, he can nullify endurance, he can kill you, whatever. He doesn't feel annoying. Like Beast Gohan is annoying with his card cost up, with him being immune to everything, with him having the counter gauge, with him having the special beam cannon, which is a free kill, with him. What else can he do? I guess that's it. That's all he does, right? That's all. Like, that's not enough, right? That's way too much still. Maybe I'm forgetting something else he does. What else does Beast Gohan do in a match? I guess he has the disrupt, but Cell also has that in terms of ceiling. But Cell's ceiling is not as good as Gohan's. Just here you go, your hand is gone, key is gone, have fun. It's not that good. So, but still very annoying to deal with that. Cell does have endurance, but I can't really put that as a positive because Cell himself will just nullify that endurance. So it doesn't really matter. Like, what is the point of him having endurance when he just nullifies it? The thing is, if your opponent does not have Cell, then 17 and Cell are just gonna completely take over the game, over the match, right? If your opponent does not have Cell himself. Or maybe Beast Gohan can still just special beam cannon kill Cell, right? But if your opponent has Cell, then Cell is... You need Cell to fight Cell, guys. Shocking. They also, the Earth thing, they always do this. They create a problem and they solve it. They create a problem and they solve it. They on purpose created the Beast Gohan gauge problem, and then they solved it by giving Cell the thing. So if you want to fight Beast Gohan, go summon on Cell, guys, because then he can ult him. Hooray. You can say that at least the game prepared for Cell in terms of Gohan and Trunks and Turles, so Cell just doesn't take over the game completely. I'm not trying to defend anything. I don't know yet if Cell is a good release or a bad release. On paper, it genuinely just seemed like, okay, they are completely just... They don't care about the game anymore. I guess the Zamasu and Gohan and Trunks were just a fluke. But Cell hasn't caused any problems yet. Not as much problems yet. But again, I am myself running Cell. I have not tried to play the game from a perspective of somebody who doesn't have Cell. I have not tried that. So I don't know. I can't tell you anything about Cell's impact in the game in terms of how good or how bad it is. I can tell you from my perspective, for now, the game seems fine. He didn't ruin the game, which I thought he would. So I guess that's a positive, but we'll learn over time. This is not my final thoughts. So we'll learn over time about Cell and we'll see how things go. But for now, that's about Cell. And that's about the video. Let me know what you guys think about Cell. Let me know your experiences. If maybe there's something I am missing or I am correct, or I don't know, just let me know. And if you've made it this far, leave a like, subscribe, would be appreciated. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.